Alright guys, I have shot the Aviator today, and I tried out 3 mags. The original mag, which is what you see right here, the Mekgar. I tried what was sold as a Checkmate GI mag, and a Wilson Combat 8-round extended mag. All the mags operated beautifully. The gun shot really well. This was my very first 7 shots at the line, which is, I don't know, 25 feet. Usually I'm shooting little dinky guns because I train for self-protection. I don't do competition or anything like that. So it's not often I'm holding a full-size grip in what would normally be a full-size gun, even though it's considered a compact in the 1911 world. So yeah, first 7 shots, and I could have kept that lower if I concentrated, but that's a lot better than I get with my pocket pistols. At least it was easier to do. It was very pleasant to shoot. Not much recoil at all. I did have some problems, but it was 100% ammo related, and I'll show you what I mean by showing you this ammo. So this is what I shot today. This is 4 grains of bullseye with a Lee Tumbaloo bullet. Now the Tumbaloo bullet solves one problem, but it creates another. And it's my fault that I loaded 800 rounds of this, but this was designed for my PM45. Now the PM45 has a completely different problem than the 1911. So the problem is, this is what you'd consider a standard ball round. This is also a Lee mold. It's powder coated, that's why it's black. But the ogive, the part where it becomes full diameter, 452, is up by the tip of my thumb. And it's very high up. So let me see if I can get a little pointer here. See if I can make this more clear. So, let me do this through the viewfinder. Right about here is where it becomes full diameter. Now in a modern pistol like my Car PM45, it has 0 throat. So if I seat the bullet down here where you normally would, it will not plunk in that barrel. Where it becomes 452, it will stick in that rifling, and it will not chamber. So the solution to that was this Lee Tumbaloo bullet. So this bullet's designed to have a ridge. Now where this ridge, just above that ridge, is much less than 452. I think it's like 495 or something. So this bullet will fit in a modern gun with no throat very easily, while still being able to have a decent overall length. With this bullet, I have to seat it so deep that it becomes unreliable, and you're increasing pressure. So this was a good solution to the PM45. Now the problem with the 1911 is I don't know if it has a throat, but it definitely has what I guess you'd call a 2-part ramp. When this barrel is in the gun, I don't have to explain this to you, but it goes over the ramp and then it goes into the barrel. And what happens when you have such a large ridge here, you can see it with my thumb, is it will catch on the barrel and then it'll form a little burr. It'll create a little brass burr, and then it will no longer plunk in my barrel. So even though if I take it and I take it in there, hear that plunk? You know, if I held it up straight up and down, you wouldn't be able to see it, but it basically fits in there. A little bit of jiggle right to the hood. So that would be good, but when it came in, it would hit, would catch right there on the edge, like that, and that would create the burr, and then it would no longer fit inside that chamber. So if I switch back to the standard ball round, and assuming this gun has a throat, I'll have to test that later, that should solve the problem, because that ridge will be significantly reduced. Otherwise, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here, but it shoots really well, and I won't fault it for the ammo. It's 100% the ammo. I just didn't have any factory rounds, as I don't really buy factory rounds, but I will load this up. I do have some truncated cones as well I may try in the gun, but it shot really good. Let me show you one more thing here. Let me get that barrel inside with the pin. Now, one thing that can happen with barrels that are not fitted right, when the 1911 barrel is in the full rearward position, it should be in the saddle. Now you see this little dip part right here where my thumb is? That's called the saddle, and the barrel will touch that. It should also, the back of the legs of the barrel, I'm sorry for my camera work, the legs should hit the frame, right? And if it's not fitted, it won't do that. So let me see if I can show you this on camera here. But what I'm going to do is put a little pressure down on the barrel to see if it'll get, let me put the camera over here. Okay, now you can see. So with downward pressure on the pistol, you see that pin can move. What that means is that there's no pressure on the pin. If that were too short and there was pressure on the pin, I'll kind of try to induce it by pulling. Yeah, see how now that doesn't move freely? Of course, I'm inducing that by pulling the barrel the other way. But if that happens when you push, that means your barrel is not hitting the frame. And now, why is that a problem? Well, if your barrel doesn't hit the frame, then that barrel link takes the beating, and you'll either stretch the link or you'll break the link. So, long story short, I'm just pointing out that not only is it a nice looking pistol, a nice fitting pistol, but it has it where it counts, and it seems like they're not just a bunch of kids in a sweatshop putting things together. They actually know what they're doing. So it shoots great, nicely. I'm making some grips over there. Just did my initial wet sanding and dyeing, but I'm going to get some True Oil on that. So I have no complaints. I would highly recommend it. Oh, the whole reason I brought you here was to show you that ramp. It doesn't have a single ding in it. The frame ramp I felt with my fingernail, and it's holding out good so far. First 100 rounds, not bad. But I will again put a lot more into it, because I really would like to carry this gun. It just shoots so well, and it's so easy to shoot well. And with the 45, a round ball is a self-defense round. I don't care what people say. You don't need a hollow point. There's things a hollow point can do that a solid can't do, and there's things a solid can do that a hollow point can't do. But ever since the 1860 Army, this 45 conical bullet, about the same size, has been doing the job very well. So there's no doubt about its track record. And that is the Aviator.